To order.
Okay.
At 6:32. Roll call and establish a quorum. I see that we have 3 out of 5, right? So we have a quorum.
We
Yes.
do.
And we do not have
Bettina,
a
are
fifth,
you here?
Yes, ma'am.
and we do not have a fifth member as of right now. We only
Oh,
have 4
okay.
members.
And James, are you here?
I'm here
Okay, thanks.
officially.
There's Darcy. Approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion, please, to approve the agenda?
I will make a motion to approve the agenda.
Wait, why am I doing this? Am I in
Because-
charge?
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
You
doing.
are in charge.
But don't we need to pick new, oh, it's down here. Okay, I'll just be in charge till we pick new people. James, motion to approve the agenda.
I will second that.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, 3-0. Passes. Okay, public comment. Is there anyone here that wants to speak to us? If you do, you must come to the stand and speak in the microphone, please. Not this time? Hey, there's our other guy. Are you going to be on the board?
I think so.
Okay.
I was up there sitting in the beginning back there.
But his
Oh, you just need to get your
expired.
paperwork in? Okay, good. Then we will have 5.
We will.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. All right, so no, Kevin, do you want to talk to us at all? We're in public comment right now.
I just want to have a seat.
Okay.
You don't want public comment, as usual?
Okay, yes.
Okay, if you want to talk to us, can you go to the podium, please?
Yes. First, I want to say thanks for recreation, because that's my favorite thing. I'm really here to welcome Tim.
Who's sick,
Big
unfortunately.
thing, and, he's not here. So,
You can say hi to me, us.
I'm Bettina. Hi, James.
How's it going, Kevin?
Hey, thanks everyone for the great Mad Scramble support. We had a good time.
Awesome.
And that's all I want to say.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for being here. Anybody else? All right, so we're going to go down to number 5. Commissioner welcome. Oh, Tim.
Still sick.
Kevin just tried to welcome him, and he's sick. Okay, so we will welcome him next time.
Sounds good.
Thanks for coming back, you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
And now we're to the appointment of chair, vice chair, and secretary per ordinance number 447.
Yeah, so I'll take over here. In your packet, it looks like it's the second page. We've included the Parks and Rec Commission ordinance. And the city clerk has asked for this to be on the agenda so we can reestablish clearly the chair, the vice chair, and the secretary. Within the ordinance 447, under section 5, it details the officers and how the appointments shall go. But the chair shall set meeting agendas, preside at meetings, and call special meetings when necessary. The vice chair shall, in the chair's absence, perform the duties of the chairperson. The secretary shall record the minutes of the meetings. So that's why we're
So we're
here.
making, this sounds like a big change to what we have been doing.
Well, all we've had is a chair and a secretary. I believe the vice chair is
But
something we
you,
would
but
establish.
our secretary isn't doing the minutes, right?
That's what we'd like to move to.
And you would like to move to the chair to set meeting agendas?
Yes, the city clerk will work with the chairperson to get these agendas set. Our new city clerk is Samantha Green.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Sorry. So our packet that we got, I'm just going to have a little discussion here, kind of scared us a little bit. And we've had some conversation with Bettina, not with James or anything, but it seems like the the council is putting a lot of the more work on the volunteers to lessen your job. Like staff is overwhelmed, so it feels like we're getting some of the work pushed onto us. I'm not sure that I have time to make agendas every month. I have a bunch of stuff I do. So I'm a little concerned, especially if this is going off into the commission's melding. If we do that, then I'm definitely not going to be involved because that's a 4-hour meeting and I will not go out to a 4-hour meeting. So I'm a little, I want to know what's going on. I want to, before I'm willing to be chair again, if that's what you want, I want to know what's going to happen with the commissions. Because it seems like with the presentation we got in our packet that they're looking to either combine them, get rid of them. I don't know. But is that something the council is talking about?
We do have, maybe
John, can you turn that mic on? It's turned off.
And please speak your minds
I
too.
will.
Okay,
You're doing a great job so far.
okay.
It's on.
Hi, so with regards to the commission consolidation potential, we had a lot of commissioners leave initially, recently. So we were looking at ways that we could potentially consolidate them into one. It isn't something that we're necessarily going to do, it was just something we wanted to bring forward. Initially, what we were looking at was our commission structure was very fragmented, like each commission had totally different parameters for like being outside or inside the city. One commission had 1 mile radius, one commission had 3 mile radius, one commission had 12 members, one commission had like the ability to like engage with outside entities without like any oversight. So we just kind of initially thought, let's get everything to a uniform point where it's all the same. Even the Safety Commission, there was no way to remove members from the Safety Commission, so that was a whole thing as well.
I
So-
see, that
so
makes
just
sense.
Uniformly, we wanted to have it be the same. And then when we started not being able to establish quorums, arts and heritage specifically, we're like, well, why don't we look at other methods to get community input, but at the same time expand their scope and actually give them more power to do fundraising. Like Parks and Rec is the only commission that can do fundraising. So we thought that'd be great to have arts and heritage be able to do fundraising and also have people with professional economic development backgrounds working alongside each other in the same room, instead of having to have, one commission say they want to do one thing and then pass it off to the council, and then the council passes it off to the arts and heritage to do the component. We just thought it would really optimize the process and speed up government. It was kind of our,
But I'm
our idea.
afraid that you won't have anyone if you do that.
that's why we're bringing the item forward before we make any decisions.
Yeah.
Just for a potential, taking a survey on what the thought is
Okay.
behind those ideas.
And also, my expertise is recreation. I don't know arts or safety and those kind of things. I mean, I'm sure I can learn, but I have no desire to
Okay.
at this point in my life. I just want to help the recreation in Blue Lake because that's what I do. So my own opinion is I want to stay on this council, on this commission without any other commissions involved in it. And if that's the case, then I'll stay. If that's not the case, then I'm not going to stay.
There's no formal decision that's been made. It's just an idea that's been brought forward. And if no one likes it, then it won't happen, so.
Okay, well, I don't want to be the only one that sucks
Um,
about this.
We have this on the agenda.
Oh, are we not on that
Number
item?
10 is a discussion of that process.
Sorry.
Can we postpone the appointment of chair till after we do that?
I think, yeah, we could, because that's,
Or we could just bring this forward and do it now, and then
yeah,
Do the
let's do that.
rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should.
Yeah, I
move
mean,
item
that's
10
the
to
biggest thing on the agenda, in my opinion, because I was pretty flabbergasted by that presentation. It feels to me like the work is getting pushed onto the volunteers, off of the staff.
Amend your agenda to bring 10 up.
We have to, yeah, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, we have to redo the,
What?
Agenda,
Oh, I'm sorry.
we
Amend
have
your
to,
agenda.
yeah. I make a
Why is
motion
Anna telling me
to,
to,
if,
What?
because he just knows the,
what did you say?
You need to amend your agenda to bring that 10 up.
Okay, can I have a motion to amend the agenda to
I
talk about
make a
number
motion
10
to
in-
move
now?
item number 10 on the agenda to the,
Above
discussion.
6, okay. I'll second it. All in favor of moving item 10 above 6?
aye.
Aye, 3-0.
okay.
Okay. Now I don't even know what I was saying.
Okay, so let's go discuss the consolidation discussion, City Council
We're
Commission.
just continuing that.
Like, who's doing the presentation
Started.
on that? How-
I have the video that was played at the council to play again,
Okay,
if people
Yeah.
have not seen it.
I
Okay.
haven't seen it, no.
How long is that?
It's about 6 minutes.
Okay. Oh, is this the cartoon? Oh, that's the one that was in here. The cartoon, okay.
so who did this?
It looks
John.
like
The
AI.
The ad hoc committee on the council made it.
Ad hoc, oh, like a couple of you?
Who's that?
It was me and Kat, I think.
Ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to the video on the amazing Blue Lake Super Commission, a vision
I don't know that we need to see it, but.
Did you have a chance to go through it, James?
I can go through it as we go.
This internet here is not great. Let me try to replay it.
Welcome to the video on the
Let's
amazing
just
Blue
watch
Lake
it real
Super
quick.
Commission, a vision for our community focused on synergy, efficiency, and impact. Our 5 existing commissions are specialists, each with a unique and vital role, covering planning, economic development, public safety, arts and heritage, and parks and recreation. Planning, state-mandated land use and the general plan. Economic development, revenue, business growth, and the business park. Public safety, community liaison for crime, traffic, and emergency preparedness. Arts and heritage, cultural and historical promotion, representation. Parks and recreation, advice on parks, events, and programming. This chart outlines the roles, responsibilities, and structure of each city committee and commission, highlighting their focus area, policy involvement, and membership rules. The 5 commissions, across several regulatory and structural categories. It highlights that only the Planning Commission is required by state law. It also details the varying residency requirements, some limited to city limits, others allowing a 3-mile radius, and identifies which commissions have the authority to run events or draft policy. The old system weaknesses focus on operational failures, frequent meeting cancellations due to a lack of members, quorum crisis, duplicated efforts, silos, and a heavy administrative burden on city staff. The new system risks acknowledge potential downsides of consolidation, such as a loss of specialized depth, longer meeting agendas, and the concentration of power among fewer individuals. Strengths of the old system include deep specialization and distinct identity. The new system's strengths are holistic decision-making, a reliable quorum, a unified voice, and reduced administrative efficiency. The current model is praised for having a high volume of community participation, 20-plus seats, and distinct identities for donors. The proposed model is highlighted for its holistic decision-making, ensuring experts from different fields are in the same room, and providing a unified, consistent voice to the City Council. Consolidation addresses structural inefficiency by solving quorum issues, streamlining administration, reducing redundancy, coordinating advice, and aligning planning efforts for a safer approach. It illustrates how moving from 5 separate meetings to one unified meeting creates joint planning and clean and safe alignment. The visual data indicates that consolidation could result in a 75 to 80% reduction in the staff time currently spent preparing for and attending various commission meetings.
One proposed revised structure for the Community Advisory Commission includes 7 voting members plus 2 alternates, focusing on economic vitality, arts, culture and heritage, parks, recreation and facilities, and a wildcard member.
Another option is a 9-member body. This version provides an even distribution of influence, with 3 members specifically designated for each of the 3 main pillars: economic development, arts/heritage, and park/recreation. Should the city elect to maintain the existing commission structure, we recommend the adoption of a unified framework to standardize operations across all bodies. This approach includes targeted strategic recommendations designed to optimize performance and ensure consistency throughout the system. Standardized structure and membership. All commissions, excluding planning, are standardized to 5 voting members. Each body includes 1 non-voting alternate to ensure a quorum backup. A uniform 1-mile radius residency rule is applied to encourage broader community participation among registered voters. Appointments are standardized to 2-year terms with consistent expiration dates to streamline the process. Independent advisory role. Commissions act in an independent advisory capacity, focusing on research, refining public input, and making policy recommendations. All activities must be conducted through an approved annual work plan. Restrictions are clearly defined. Commissions have no independent spending authority, cannot enter contracts, and cannot issue directives to staff. Every commission's activities are reviewed and guided by a designated council liaison. Unified reporting and accountability. A consistent feedback loop is established for ongoing communication with the City Council. Standard quarterly reports are provided to the council every 3 months. Annual work plans must be submitted every January, ensuring alignment with the city's strategic vision and budget. Standardized meeting procedures. The primary objective is to reduce administrative burden and prevent meeting fatigue. All meetings will adopt Rosenberg's Rules of Order. Agendas are drafted by the chair and staff liaison 3 weeks in advance and reviewed by the council liaison. Commissions must adhere to standard templates and time management practices to prevent meeting overtime. Current commission time expenditure totals are estimated to take 192 hours. Full consolidation, option 2, could reduce this to 48 hours, while partial consolidation results in 72 hours. Alternative meeting frequency in option I also offers time savings.
Ferndale, California operates a, quote, lean model with minimal advisory bodies, focusing staff time on the Planning Commission and Council, with no separate committees for arts, economic development, or public safety.
The choice is now up to you to build a unified vision for a vibrant city. Let's work together to create a brighter future for Blue Lake and beyond.
Thanks, yep.
So,
Are we discussing this among ourselves, or are we discussing it with a liaison, or is this just
is this just like for us to think about, or are you going to go back to council and make a decision based on which,
Our
like
input?
which commissions say what, or how is this going to work?
You're the chair, so I mean, you're gonna decide what you wanna do. If you wanna ask me questions, that's fine. If you wanna ask your board members questions about it, get input from the community, that's what I would.
That was just asking you a question. How will this be decided? I'm just trying to understand like where you're at with it.
I was not aware I was presenting this tonight, just so you're aware to you
Oh,
guys.
okay.
So that being said, I think right now, the council was coming forward to ask for your input
Okay.
and see what your thoughts were. about
Okay.
something like this, whether it's a good idea, bad idea, something you'd like to hear more about, or
Have any other commissions heard about this yet?
I think Public Safety met last night and heard about it. I've asked our remaining economic development person about it, and they were in favor of it. I've asked one of the Arts and Heritage members about it, and they thought it was a decent idea as well. But again, we need everyone's input on it before any decisions would be made. Right now, as is, I think we have pretty full and active commissions, so I don't really see this coming to fruition right now.
Okay.
I think it's more of we had it in our pipeline for over a year. And it was something that's been in development for over a year. So I wanted to get it off my plate personally and bring it forward so that I could, just be either
I got you.
done with it or move
Yeah.
forward on it.
Okay, thank you, John.
Yeah.
Can you guys
So
tell me how
I-
you feel about it?
And so I think the combined commission basically eliminates each commission to bring them all together.
Yeah.
So it would be basically then we would decide if it went that way, which of us are going to go that direct, move on to that. And if we are even interested in doing that. Myself, I'm not so interested in doing it because I'm interested in Parks and Rec. We have I feel like we got a nice little thing going here. We don't have the long, heated meetings that almost all of the other committees have. We basically are here to idea people, to bring ideas forward, try to volunteer. I try to volunteer and help the Parks and Rec. We don't make any decisions, obviously. It goes to city council to do that. And I kind of like it that way. And I don't think that maybe we do, maybe I'm completely wrong, but as far as the hours utilized, I don't think Emily gets a lot of she has to work a lot of hours, but as far as I don't think we take up, when it comes to the city hours being used, I don't think we use as many.
Now we have 45-minute meetings
Yeah.
typically.
It's more the agenda prep, and this was information that was provided, input that was provided by staff to us.
Uh-huh.
Essentially, a lot of commissioners were just coming with chicken note scratch agendas and being like, here, develop this. And they're like, hey, we don't have time to do this right now. We've got so many other things to do. So Emily could probably speak more to how much time she spends on it, but.
But wouldn't I have to meet with you to get the agenda? I can't just come up with an agenda because I
It would
don't
be
know
the
what's
city
happening.
clerk. It would be the city clerk at this point.
So it would take city clerk time, and wouldn't you have some input on what you want on the agenda as the director?
Roughly, yes. However, I think it's moving more towards the commission driving what's on their agenda.
Okay.
Yeah, we want you guys to empower yourselves and take charge on what your ideas are.
Okay.
And bring those ideas forward.
So are you okay with it if Jan gets the agenda items to Samantha? That's basically what she needs because she's still going to be sending out the agenda. So Jan checks in with us to see what items need to be on the agenda and then lets Samantha know. Is that?
To my understanding,
Process.
yes.
And more involvement by the secretary, making notes on the decisions we make of what we want to go forward with.
Yeah, actually typing them up probably, so Emily doesn't have to do that.
I've asked the clerk and Jenny to look at creating templates so people, whoever the secretary is, knows exactly what needs to be captured and has a guide.
Oh, I see, I don't, was it you that used to write on the agenda just for discussion and whatever was voted on right under it, so she had it all? Like you did it while we were here? Oh, okay. Yeah, that was.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't disagree with I think maybe we need to, in a sense, grow up to take more responsibility of it, just rather than just showing up and making decisions, which is really nice. But I do agree that, yeah, I don't want to be the secretary, but we do need a secretary that can move forward and get clear notes to whoever needs to have those to make the agenda. And and get them to the right people for, like, to go on to the next step of our decisions that we make, or recommendations. And then that being said, who's going to be is it you that's going to be taking those to the city council, or is it, do you guys want one of us to take our recommendations and suggestions to city council?
I think generally the goal is to have more interaction between the city council and the commissions. I think generally the proposal might be that you guys come forward on a quarterly or every couple months basis and just give us a report out on what you guys are working on, get input from us, kind of just a general check-in, and then, you know, we just interact more is kind of the goal.
Right, I see that.
Yeah, back in the day, we had one annual meeting, it was a while ago, but we would have one meeting where we would come to city council.
It seemed like in that presentation it said.
Darcy, do you want to come up here and talk?
Oh,
Do you want to open it up for public comment?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there were
it
comments.
seemed like in the presentation it said that there would be a council liaison at the meetings, which is
That's John.
what they're trying to avoid.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Or, hang on, I'll ask your question again, then I'll come up and answer it.
It seemed like in the presentation and towards the end, it mentioned that there would be a council liaison at these meetings, commission meetings, which is what there already is. So
Oh.
it wouldn't save time or personnel in that way, right?
No.
And then, just my thought is that the Park and Rec Commission probably handles so much more stuff than some of the other commissions that it might need just to be a commission on its own. But I see how it interacts with safety and, in that regard, so I don't know. It seems like if there's a liaison at every commission meeting, they would be going to council anyway with their information, and so you wouldn't necessarily, you would have that, which I think we already have. But I don't know, it's a little complicated, but it seems like Park and Rec has so much going on with all the park facilities, and that it might be one of those that are better off by itself.
Thank you, Darcy. Anyone else want to comment? Yeah, Marty?
Marty Granger, I've already expressed what I thought, and I put it on Facebook, but if you want to hear it again, I just think that the Planning Commission, that's required. The Safety Commission has specific objectives, and that's important. They've got a full commission. And then the Parks Recreation is, it's really full too. I mean, it's the city's main business. So, and because you aren't really willing to take on this combined 3-commission thing, I think that the Parks and Rec should exist, and then let the other 2 go, because they're not objective, they're subjective, they're inspirational, they're ideas. And I think it's a great opportunity for the community to be able to get involved. If there's something that comes up or that someone has an idea of that has to do with arts and heritage, then it would be great to just go to the city hall and talk to the manager, and then, you know, if it seems like it's a good idea and it's growing, you bring it to the council. And the same thing with the other one. Safety, no, not the safety. Economic development. Yeah, I mean, in the 7 years that I've lived here, I've never really seen anything come from the arts and heritage or the economic development. We have a Chamber of Commerce, and it just doesn't seem like there's enough meat there. But it's a great opportunity for the community to be able to come up with an idea of the business or something to do with arts and heritage. So I would recommend letting those other 2 go. It will make less work, cost less money for the city.
I think that's a great idea. Anybody else have a public comment? Jeff?
Hi, my name is Jeff Bird. I'm formerly council person or whatever. We commission people. Commissioner. Just a thought that I had was when you talk about doing more work for the chairperson, assuming more responsibility can be a pain in the butt, and it's also it doesn't feel like as a commission we have a lot of power. I know that we get asked to volunteer things, and Bettina, I know you do things with the horses. Jan, I know you're at the pickleball. James, you're mowing stuff and taking people around on sleighs. People are doing all kinds of things, but it's all volunteer work. So anyways, it reminds me of the job I do, which is a teacher, when people ask you to do more things, but they don't give you more power. So if the commissions were going to be consolidated and asked to do more things, I don't know, I would like to see them there. They would, in some way, we need to have more direct input, or I don't know, something would need to come of that, because as somebody who's volunteers time, I don't want to just come here, do more work, and then hand that off to other people to make decisions and then tell me what to do. Because that's what it would feel like to me, is I'm just being asked to do more, but then not having any kind of say. That, and then thing two is, John, I don't know if you said you made the slide, but the last slide, just comment on it. It says Old Way, and it shows a dark, foggy, gray river, and then it says Blue Wake. The journey begins, vibrant city, happy citizens overjoyed. So it's just kind of funny, because it just looks like it definitely wants to go, we want to go to the consolidated commissions, just based on the last slide and the happy picture.
But the past was happy.
That's-
Say aye. Does it say aye?
Oh, AI.
Oh, gotcha.
It's cute. I mean, it's really good. It's,
Old Way was kind of scary.
It is kind of scary. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Oh, it's like you mean like it's like a little utopian society that someone's trying to sell you.
They're trying to say, yeah.
Okay. It's a pamphlet at your front door or something.
it's
Yeah.
Disneyland.
I get it.
So I'm leaning towards option one. I'll vote remain, but I do agree with Marty as far as like maybe two commissions could go. But really, I think that's their decision, whether the people in that commission think that they're productive and whether that should exist. I think Parks and Rec should continue existing, but not as another portion of another larger committee. Because I think we would just disappear.
What do you think, Bettina?
Or did I hear that arts and heritage and economic development need more people? Okay, so maybe they could join forces if there's a handful here and a handful here and they need 5, maybe they could work together. Because I know that out of the visioning, it's always important to have the economic development piece, because out of the visioning meetings, there's always only ever 4, right? There's always the arts and the music and the events and all of that. And then there's revitalize downtown. And then there's always develop the business park. And then there's always trails and recreation. There's only ever 4. So I feel like ours is pretty strong. And we've been hanging in there since they pulled the tracks in '98. And if the business park one, maybe that's economic development, and maybe arts and heritages as well, if they're thinking of events or things like that they're trying to do. I'm not sure, but perhaps they could get together and talk about that, because we don't want to say, you guys shouldn't be a commission. But I also heard you say that you wanted to streamline the way that all the commissions are set up. So we want to have 5 people and not all, this commission is, someone could live in wherever and be here. I heard you say that they're kind of
3 mile,
structured a
10 mile
little
and a half,
bit
yeah.
differently.
Yeah, they're-
So perhaps having the same guidelines
Uniform, yep.
would be better.
John?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think structurally we'll probably rework the framework so everything's uniform with regards to process and procedures.
That's what I heard you say.
And member count. But again, the thought process behind the combined commission was, Parks and Rec, city property, arts, art influence, advertising, and then economic development, like fundraising and financial expertise all in the same room together. And then being able to really get things moving and also have the fundraising ability that Parks and Rec does, which the other commissions do not have currently. So that was the kind of the thought process behind combining.
It's, when is City Council going to be discussing this?
We haven't not set anything on the agenda. It was advised that we bring it forward to you guys and see what you guys thought about it, and it's a good idea to do that because obviously you're participating members, and we're just going to take more public input. We have nothing on the agenda right now to address this. It's probably, I'm guessing it'll probably be a 6-month to a year-long process if anything does occur.
Okay.
I think that we should discuss it more once we have Tim and the other person,
Okay.
Jeff or whoever, and discuss it more, and then we should designate one of us to go to the City Council when they have that meeting to represent Parks and Rec during that.
Yeah, I think the council would like that if you guys want
absolutely.
to send your not necessarily your liaison, but your chair or vice
Or
chair.
representative,
come forward
yes,
and
somebody, yeah.
give us a report on what's going on.
Yeah.
Not that we're that nosy, but
Right.
just good to keep
Yeah,
our
absolutely.
communication lines
Yeah.
open.
All
Any
right.
other questions?
Any other questions?
Nope.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to talk?
Hello.
Hey.
I'm Elise Scafani. I'm the liaison of the Public Safety Commission. So we had a similar discussion on Monday night, and there were 3 people present, and they each said that they were really only interested in the Safety Commission and not other commissions, and so that's kind of how that discussion went. But something I'd like to share with you guys that you may not be aware of is there's been kind of a sense that the commissions sort of orbit their own sun and the council kind of does its thing, and we don't always come together, or we rarely come together. And so part of, I think, the underlying desire of some of this is to bring people together more, to inspire more collaboration and cooperation on a whole, right? So by asking the chair to take part in agenda setting, and then like on the Safety Commission, we're talking about the chair and the city clerk and the council liaison all working together on the agenda. So everybody's kind of grouped together, and presumably the council liaison is going to have some idea what the council's got going on over the next couple of months or what's coming up, and might be able to pitch in and say, hey, we got such and such happening in 2 months. Maybe you guys want to talk about this at your next meeting, and give us, some input before we, before we're going to talk about it. And also, we want to be able to move in similar directions together, where that's feasible or possible or beneficial. So so I think I'm hoping that we can do more collaborating and building things together, and whether that's with 5 separate commissions or if there's any sort of combination, that's really up to the folks that make up these commissions and the community at large.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Thanks, Elise. All right, we should probably move on. We're going to have another discussion about this when we have a full commission. So is everyone okay with moving on? So our
Yes.
meeting only has 5 more minutes left, so we're going to make our 45-minute.
That's right, Jan.
All right, we're going to go back to appointing chair, vice chair, and secretary. Were you taking over on that?
You can choose to have the discussion, or you can postpone it and wait for Tim and a 5th member as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's up to you.
My quick question is before we make that decision to go or to postpone it, are we having a meeting in next month, or are we waiting in 2 months? Because under Section 7 of Parks and Rec Commission, it says that meetings will normally be held every other month at an established time.
Which we used to do, and then
Which we
we
used to
changed
do.
it a few years ago to be monthly.
So are we doing it every
So-
month? We do.
It's been every month since
Okay, so we're
I've been
continuing. I
here.
wasn't sure if we were going to change it.
Yeah, but I'm
Okay.
happy any way y'all decide to go.
Maybe we need the monthly meetings at this point before, to reorganize and
Yeah.
then
So yeah, let's.
revisit that, because, you know, maybe the other commissions say this too or not, who even knows?
Okay, we're going to table number 6 to the next meeting. Do I need a motion for that?
Yeah, I think so.
Can
Make a
you-
motion
Yeah.
James,
to postpone the appointing of positions till next month.
okay,
I second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Brown Act overview.
So it's a little bit unfortunate that our new member isn't here.
I know, can we,
Go ahead, just go
Sorry.
ahead.
I could do a super basic, I mean,
well, you're not going to have to do it again, are you?
No,
no.
Okay.
But,
he's got the,
so the thing about the Brown Act is a lot of people misunderstand it. And unfortunately, that misunderstanding oftentimes leads people to think that there's, you know, something going on that shouldn't be. Or it prevents people from doing things that would be completely appropriate because they don't understand the Brown Act. So the basics of the Brown Act is that all public convened meetings need to be publicly noticed within 72 hours before they're going to convene. It's all about making public the process of decision-making, deliberation, this sort of thing. So we have our noticing requirements, and then we have our meeting requirements. And it's completely okay for everybody on a commission or the council to go to a party and all be there at the same time. That would not be a Brown Act violation. We have to figure out what constitutes a meeting, and what constitutes a meeting is the gathering of a quorum of the legislative body, where they would be discussing the business of the legislative body. So like if you guys all went to a party and you all sat in a corner and you all started talking about the decisions you're going to be making at your next meeting, that would be a Brown Act violation. But barring that, you know,
What
everybody being in the
if
same
2
place.
of us did that?
If two people can get together and talk about topics that are coming up for you, and you can discuss how you feel about things, and that's completely appropriate and fine. It would not be okay for one of those people to then go to a third person on the commission and say, hey, we talked about this and this is how we feel about it.
Okay.
Right? Because then that is now a quorum,
Right.
and they're sharing their opinions. It's not a Brown Act violation for somebody to say, hey, can you meet next Tuesday at 5 o'clock? And go to each council member and take a survey as to when they might be available to have a meeting. You know, that's not talking about the substance of any decisions that would be made. So there's just, you know, we're just trying to get people to have a good understanding of what it's about and how to follow it and how not to violate some of those rules.
All right,
And there you go. Any questions?
that was really good. I thought you were going to go page by page.
No, thank you.
Thank you. You guys have any questions about the Brown Act?
No?
Mr. Brown gave us
You know what, I have
our
a
own
question. In
bound
this,
copy here. Thank you, James.
in this presentation, they mention the Rosenberg.
Rosenberg's Rules of Order.
Rules of Order.
As opposed to
Robert?
Robert.
Roberts.
Yeah, we follow Rosenberg's, which is a little bit different than Robert's.
Okay, so that's a meeting rules of order
Yes.
Yeah.
on
Like-
top of the Brown Act.
Yeah, the Brown Act is
separate.
completely separate.
Completely
Okay.
separate, yeah.
Okay,
The Rules of Order is how you conduct your meeting. You know, you open the meeting,
Yeah.
you approve your
Do the-
agenda, you
motions and all that.
motion seconds, yeah,
Okay.
public comments, et cetera.
All right, thank you, Elise.
You're welcome.
All right. Parks and Recreation fee schedule, which we have here in front of us.
Is there any public comment on the Brown Act.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Yes.
Was there any public comment on the Brown Act?
Nice.
All right, so Parks and Recreation fee schedule. Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so in your packet here, there's the draft fee schedule that I presented to council at their February meeting. It is a very rough draft, and it was designed in an effort to capture all the feedback I've received from different directions and try to put it into one document as a first attempt. I've since then, presenting to council, have met with the ad hoc for the fee schedule, and we've went over it again. They brought some new ideas, and so I thought I would give a similar presentation to you all to walk page by page through this fee schedule with the intention of presenting it again to council at the end of March with the revisions that have made for the second revision. So if everyone's has the fee schedule open, I'll begin. So on page 1, I thought I'd highlight what's new over what everyone's traditionally used to seeing. But on page 1, what's new here is sports activities and classes being added into the drop-in with the addition of a city-sponsored drop-in rate and a non-city-sponsored drop-in rate and a material fee. City-sponsored would be if our staff are the ones setting up a program, running the program, marketing it, et cetera. A non-city sponsored would be if a third party came to us, like Blue Lake School, and said, we want to have basketball, we'll provide a coach, we'll market it. That would be the difference. And before this wasn't included, it was a gray area. So that is a new addition, is the difference between a city and a non-city sponsored drop-in. The material fee would be for things that are non-sports related, like an art class, a cooking class, and that would be the cost of supplies per person in addition to whatever the registration price would be for either a weekly class or a drop-in, just daily, single occurrence. Page 2 is our skate program. And the new things here are a non-city sponsored DJ night. We've been approached by some nonprofits or businesses saying, if we pay for the DJ, would you guys be willing to have them play music for that? So we've included a rate for a non-city sponsored DJ night. We've added some public skate party packages, including a standard package and a VIP package. The main difference being where the party takes place. The standard package would be inside our party room, or in other words, the carpeted arcade room, and the VIP package would be inside the mini rink with a little bit more privacy. Since meeting with the ad hoc, they had suggestions of a family rate, like a family package for public skate night admission, some adjustments to the DJ rate, and adjustments to the price of skate rental. So those changes will be reflected in the next revision to council. Page 3 is our camps, and the newest addition here would be special camps. Special camps would be everything outside of this traditional summer camp that we're used to. And it also includes a material fee. So if it was a cooking camp or an art camp, that's what the MF stands for. Special camps would not include meals for campers. Traditionally, Camp Perigo has included meals for campers. We did include summer camp in here though, because we wanted to be as holistic as we can with this fee schedule, even if we're not doing Camp Perigo this year. On page 4, you'll see Prash Hall rental suggestions. And the blue is indicating a nonprofit rate. The red would be a business rate. And the newest additions here would be room-only rentals, including the mini rink, the stage, the kitchen, and the restrooms. Beforehand, we had kind of an odd combination of this room and that room, and So we've tried to simplify it by just having it be room only. The only package we offer now is a full facility rental package, theoretically. That's if they want to rent everything in Prash Hall. We've added a facility damage or deposit damage clause to indicate that if damages are beyond the amount for the deposit, that we have the right to charge them, and you can see the clause on the screen here. Shall damage occur to park facilities and/or grounds from or during the event, the tenant will be billed to the address on file for additional fees for repair, including but not limited to staff time, equipment replacement, and cleanup fees. Yes.
Do you want us to ask you things or no?
If you could wait till the end, that would be great.
Okay.
The next page, page 5 and page 6 of the fee schedule, look at Perigo Park rentals. And the new additions here would be the addition of a separate restroom fee for Prash Hall. Before, that wasn't addressed directly in the fee schedule. The addition of new packages and rates for the park, including a serving booth, a picnic and stage rental package, and tournament rates for the fields. And third, the consideration of a community impact fee for concerts, festivals, and major event rentals highlighted in yellow, with the intention of having an additional fee associated with large events over a certain number of people with live amplified music. And these were suggestions that have come from different areas of feedback that I've received. Page 7 looks over other rentals in the community. You'll see the community impact fee clause there again, and that'll be highlighted in yellow on the fee schedule. These other rentals include the addition of Skinner Store here and Town Square rates. Skinner Store with the idea that if we do make multimedia upgrades in here, it could be a great room for people to rent out for conferences or smaller meetings. Town Square, you'll see that there's a 4 and an 8 hour rate suggested here. The addition of basketball court rates, which were not clarified previously, it was all under just court rentals. Taylor Way introduction, including the parking rate, event rate, and a camping rate. Consideration for parking fees or paid event parking as a requirement. Consideration for a per site fee if we were to look at a camping rental. And the addition of the bike park as a future rental facility at some point. Backing up to the parking fees, if we were to collect and require paid parking, that's what that 20% of parking fees would be on top of the initial rental charge.
Could you say that again, please?
Yeah, so if you look on like Taylor Way,
Yeah, I
grass
see.
area parking, that first base rate, the 175, for example, plus 20% of parking fees, that would be if the organizer chose to charge people for parking, we would collect 20% of what they make.
Oh, do people charge to park down there?
They don't.
Oh.
It's just a suggestion.
Oh,
Um,
okay,
The main incentive is to keep people out of the residential neighborhoods and not parking there. So any way we could encourage organizers to have their attendees parking in a single area would be great. And again, these are just suggestions. The per site fee would be for camping rentals. And this is another suggestion. They would pay a base rate for the land. And if they had, let's say, 80 campers, it'd be $5 a camper. Those specific terms would have to be worked out, though, through further agreements and procedures if we were to start including a camping rate in our fee schedule.
How would charging for parking,
I think we're going to do
Yeah.
public comment after the presentation.
I want to
Good
make
idea.
Yeah, we can touch on that. I wanted to make one comment. I received feedback from Tim Daniels, who was not able to be here tonight, regarding the camping fees and for Taylor Way. So I'll read it verbatim. He says, "I'd like to let you know that I reviewed the package for tonight. I would also like you to reconsider the use of fees for the open field. The proposed fixed fees for a simple, undeveloped open field for which the users must provide their own water and toilets seems excessive to me. I think about half of what is proposed would be more reasonable. The use of said field does not cost the city much, if anything. Public Works already keeps it mowed so it doesn't become overgrown as it has been in the past. So that is not something that would increase the financial burden on the city. Perhaps a refundable cleaning deposit might be in order. I do know that RCMBA is meticulous about cleaning up after their events, but not everybody will be. I request that these written comments be allowed into public record." Thank you, Tim Daniels.
Thank you, Tim.
At comment time, like when you open it up? Okay.
I figured since he's a commissioner now, I would bring that up.
Are you
Yeah.
done presenting it?
No.
It's a couple pages
Not
left.
yet.
Oh, okay,
not done.
sorry.
But that's what his comment was on Taylor Way.
Okay.
Specifically. Looking at the next page, page 8, was horse arena rentals. New additions here would be rates for parking and events, including the utilization of the grass field at the horse arena for arena-only rentals, grass-only rentals, or arena and grass together. And those would be delineated between events or parking, depending on what they would want to use the space for. The next page, page 9, has added administrative processing fees, regular and expedited rates, cancellation fees for rentals, traffic control fees, which include administrative barricades and cones, the addition of miscellaneous fees, including porta potty, concession sales, food truck and vendor fees, and city-sponsored event fees for food trucks and craft vendors as well. Page 10 looks at adding a cleanup fee, more like a cleanup penalty fee if we had to go in as staff after a large event and do further cleanup, a lost key fee, the addition of the concession rates sold by the city. So if we sell merchandise or food at the skating rink, just including that in the overall schedule. The equipment rental fees, staffing fees based on fully burdened rates for staff, and revised discounts for a variety of groups here. Since meeting with the ad hoc, they've suggested adding a student ID discount. And there's also been a suggestion to add sponsorship packages for city events if people would like to sponsor, to have different tiers, so we could bake that into the fee schedule as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, which section are you on right now?
I'm on the last page, the other fees.
Hang on.
Those are since
That's,
meeting.
Under discounts or under staffing fees?
Not under any particular,
Oh, okay,
just since
that was-
meeting with the ad
Okay,
hoc
sorry, I didn't see that.
and
Okay.
presenting to council. Those are new suggestions that have come my way since then. The last page is footnotes. You'll see throughout this very rough draft fee schedule, little numbers, and those correspond to these things in the back, which you can see here. Number 1, subject to approval from applicable entities would be the first. Number 2 would be a 2-hour minimum rental. Number 3 would be that damage clause for deposits. The 4th would be facility rental fees do not include any applicable event host, staffing, or equipment fees. Staffing fees are based on the fully burdened wage of assigned staff. Number 5, Perigo Park rentals do not include Prash Hall restroom access. See Prash Hall for the restroom rate. And 6, overnight rental restrictions apply for all camping rentals taking place on city property.
Okay,
It's quite hefty, and I know it's going to take time to digest as well.
yeah, I think, so I know people have comments. I think we'll talk about it up
Absolutely.
here first and then open it up for public comment. Do you want to start, Bettina?
Sure, Jan. Thank you. Through my eyes, some of these fees are extraordinarily high.
Okay.
And what are our data drivers? Like, do we even know that we're gonna get people paying these rates? I like one example, if we just look at the tennis court, just for a second. I just want to use it as an example. Where is that one? That one is on page 7. If we're looking at that tennis court, do you guys all see that?
Yeah.
It's just an example of something that caught my eye. So it's now $10 an hour for the court, and I know pickleball uses it. I know NPA comes out here.
But this is only if you rent the
Okay,
court,
Okay,
right?
This is if you rent it, and before the courts were priced technically separately, because it was per court.
Oh,
okay.
Now it's just the whole, if you want to
Okay.
rent the tennis area, that's the price per hour.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a lot, going from $10 an hour to $40 an hour. And I really think we need to go and look at our facilities, because the last time I was at the tennis courts, there's just huge cracks down the middle of them. I don't know if anyone's here from pickleball, but I know they weed, oh, Jan, did you raise your hand? Okay. You know, they weed that and kind of take care of it, and I know it's in need of a lot of repairs. I think Prash Hall is too. And on a side note, I didn't see the horseshoe pits on there, but I know the Crows built that and maintain it, but I don't know that if that's something you want to throw on there. Sorry, Crows. I don't think so,
Horseshoe.
but that's what I'm saying. It's an amenity down there, but there's not. But a lot of these things just seem really high. And the horse arena, that's kind of what got me on this commission. I was asked to be on it so back in the olden days, just to look out after it a little bit. And I know Julie really wanted to have some input on this, because she also has a club that runs events that generates revenue that keeps the arena going. And with fees like this, even at the nonprofit rate, you know, we need it for a full day. Like, we need to set it up, we need to run the events, and we need to clean it up. And if we're paying $275 only for the arena, not including the grass parking, which is another $350,
Not additional.
We can't put on anything, and all our money, so let's say we put on an event, like at an event, you know, the riders ride, and then we need some money to buy ribbons, because people collect the ribbons, and then we have little prizes that we give, and a lot of businesses donate those prizes to us, but sometimes we have to buy them. You know, donating is harder for businesses these days, so we don't, and when it comes out in the wash, we're not generating, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And it all goes back into the arena. So what is that going to do to these community clubs that, you know, support these amenities? And I think the Crows take care of the bocce ball courts too, and I think perhaps the Little League takes care of that field. I think someone said it earlier, maybe it was Elise or maybe it was Marty, or I don't remember who it was, but there's a lot of people volunteering to take care of the recreational amenities, and I don't even know if you know who they all are, but there's a lot of different groups that take care of those. And now, wow, this is really going to have a huge impact on what we do, because we had to start a nonprofit just to put on events to generate revenue to put back into the horse arena. So it seems like that's going to wipe us out.
okay,
And not even a bathroom there.
hold on.
Yeah, could I maybe, you know, kind of like what I was saying about the crack and the tennis courts, I think we all need to take a field trip and look at our amenities and maybe look at where, you know, where these numbers came from to see if we even compare to the, whoever is charging these rates. Like, we need to shore some things up around here if we have the expectations that these people are gonna pay this amount of money to use these amenities in the condition that they're in. And yeah, the restrooms are, who said that?
Darcy.
Oh,
She's not allowed to talk yet.
But these are like, I'm not necessarily defending the rates, but they're based on competitive, like, cities.
yeah, we're little,
Yeah, we are little, yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Were you tasked with raising the rates?
I've been tasked with looking at ways for cost recovery, with Parks and Rec obviously being the one with most eyes on it.
Yeah.
However, I understand we don't want to nickel and dime. We don't want to, you know, make any relationships sour through this fee schedule. And I think these revisions really are necessary in the feedback to make sure that we find a happy medium
Yeah.
between the city improving our cost recovery and the people that help maintain and keep our facilities nice, and these groups that do it out of the kindness of their heart, not feeling screwed over either.
Yeah, and we, you know, that, like, everything we put on, you know, we, at least at the arena, you know, we're always ordering lunch from somewhere. You know, so it's not, so whatever events are happening here, they're, you know, going to the brewery or ordering lunch or stopping by the distillery and refreshment or whatever they're doing. It does spill over, getting some coffee downtown. It does have a positive economic impact on the other businesses that we have in our town.
And I certainly don't want to drive anyone away with approving a fee schedule that's so elevated and in the sky that nobody wants to rent here.
Yeah, that's
After
what I'm
that.
afraid of too.
So, you know, between public input, you know, council and commission input and everything in between, I think the goal is to find where is the happy medium.
And you did your research and checked around other municipalities to see what their fees were?
We did, but it made it hard because a lot of the cities like Eureka and Arcata have much nicer amenities
Yeah.
than us. And so their rentals
Exactly.
come with 10 tables, or their tennis courts have lighting. And that's where, unless they have photos and really detailed descriptions of what I'm looking at, it's hard to say how comparable we
Right,
are.
it was just spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Spreadsheets of fee schedules.
Oh, yeah, you did that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're much bigger, more impacted.
But like
Right, and they don't give a lot of details.
I'm concerned-
On it's just basic.
with the rental of Clements Field for softball tournaments, $50 an hour. That's gonna wipe them out. Usually they do it to, you know, some kind of fundraiser or something, but it went from 20 to 50. That's a big jump. And then do we actually rent the concession stand now, that it's a place of business?
And Igor's,
Which one?
The Clements,
We don't. It's been asked by council to be included in this fee schedule, though,
okay,
hence it being
just
in
to be
there.
comprehensive.
When was, I was just curious, when was the last time fees were raised?
2023.
yeah,
2023, okay.
yeah.
And then one more question for me. The tennis court and basketball court rentals, those are just if you want it for yourself, no one else, like it's a reservation.
Yes.
Like pickleball players that come at 9:30 in the morning every day aren't gonna have to pay
No.
whatever an
So no
hour.
drop-in fees. It's just,
No.
No
We have-
drop-in fee for outdoor.
No.
Okay.
We have a few schools that like to rent the courts
Yeah.
and do paid lessons.
Okay,
So
that makes
that's,
sense, okay. Because I know, I got a couple.
So it matters if you're using the facilities and generating revenue, you're saying? Because they have to pay.
well, they're exclusive to who they allow in. So when they rent the courts, they don't allow anybody inside
They wouldn't let
the
you in
courts,
there
but
because it's their reservation.
casual
Right.
pickleball is technically open to the public.
first
Yeah.
come, first serve, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that booked? Like, do you have a lot of reservations?
It comes seasonally when they generally do
Like
their training
NPA does their
camps.
tennis out there.
They rent it?
Yeah.
They rent it?
They do.
Do they? Oh, well,
And then I'm going to open it up for public comment pretty quick here. I am concerned about the horse arena grass area, because it went from nothing to kind of a lot.
Oh, yeah. The grass, like you have to rent the grass and then you have to rent I think,
And do other municipalities rent parking area or grassy areas?
They do, mostly
Okay.
for parking.
Okay.
oh, so if McKinleyville Rodeo Arena rents the parking separately from the arena and Oric,
That's incorrect.
that's not,
And
okay.
neither does Ferndale. If you're doing an
Oh.
event there, you don't pay parking.
Because it's the rodeo grounds or it's the equestrian ground, oh, I see,
So, yeah, if they have a event at the horse arena and it's going to draw people and we don't want them to park in residential areas, then they're going to have to pay to have them park in the grassy area?
I think the trigger would be a certain amount of people, and I haven't seen horse events at least draw over like 300 people.
Oh, okay.
The parking in the parking in the horse arena was more intended that if Taylor Way were to fill up theoretically with parking there, that it'd be a second grass spot in town that the city owns for even more overflow parking.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
do ask people to please be critical of these ideas because they've come from all different directions and the feedback is very helpful
This
here.
is an elephant in the room, the medieval
Okay, so I'm
festival
going
or
to open
something?
it up for public comment because this one wants to say something.
Well,
But you got to get up here, Darcy.
okay, well,
Elephant in this one.
so, this, park and recreation fee schedule for the horse arena and the grass and the days, the half days, full days, it doesn't mention anything about the number of people parking whereby then they would want to charge. You just, I think, mentioned that if there was more than so many people, then they'd charge.
That was one of the discussion items, is what should be the trigger for a major event. Talking with the ad hoc, it seemed that 300 people was the trigger of, it starts to impact the residential and surrounding areas.
But if you're gonna charge money to park, people are gonna just go to the residential areas first, so, I think. But back to the horse arena.
Oh, yeah, to avoid the park.
You know, we have these,
Kind of
first off, the Blue Lake Saddle Club maintains that arena. So the money that we make at our horse shows goes right back into the arena. So if you're gonna charge us $400 approximately, or
Yeah,
we can't afford to put on any events to make any money for the city. So those rates are not very palatable. You know, one way that the arena used to make money was we would charge a fee to get a key, and it was locked. And so people would get a key from the city, and then, do you still have Parsac for insurance for the Park and Rec?
It's under Sierra now.
it's a different,
It's a different name? Well, Parsac told us years ago that we could not lock the arena because parks are made for the public to enjoy. And that's the reason cities have parks, is to attract people to their town in hopes that they enjoy, they spend their time, they recreate, and they, you know, meet people, eat food, drink coffee, buy beer, you know, so it creates a little more business. But the parks, to my knowledge, weren't necessarily put here as moneymakers for the city. That's more what businesses are for, you know, I thought. But anyway, that was one way that the city made money for the Park and Rec was they had a $50 fee for a key. But Parsec, we said we couldn't do that. So, the other thing is that with the Saddle Club doing basically all the daily upkeep of that arena, I personally use my own gas, my own vehicle during the season where it's being used daily by many people. I drag the arena and keep up the footing myself with my own rig and my own gas, and I've never asked for a penny, and I never will. But I would like a bathroom. And if that's gonna be a whole park entity where people have to pay money now, they should have a bathroom, a B&B, just my opinion. And I mean, it seems like some people would be willing to pitch in $5 here and there to, to have a bathroom and make sure it's kept up nice, a B&B.
All right, wrap it up.
Okay, ironically, before I came here from my house, I listened to a community comment by Scott Adair. I think he's do you guys know who Scott Adair is? He's like a local business kind of a recruiter. He may be, I can't find the words, but he was just talking about how community events, festivals, farmers markets, bring people together. They bring business to town. They create a vitality in your town. They make people want to come back. People come to your town. They spend money. They give, they make it a better place to be. People getting together, having common interests, and sharing good space.
Thanks, Darcy. Anybody else? Come on up.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Dana Ravinius. I'm on Blue Lake Saddle Club and CSHA. I've been the treasurer for CSHA for, 5 or 6 years. These fees for the arena are just astronomically ridiculous. There's no way the horse groups around here can afford to do anything like that. Even with the old fees, Blue Lake Saddle Club putting on events, and yes, we got discounted deals because we do a lot of the work down there and the upkeep and the trimming and the weeding and everything. And CSHA also got discounted deals because we brought in the heavy equipment and would drag the arena and work it up every year and do some other upkeep. But even at that, $150 a day for the use of the arena is a lot for the little clubs around here. And the money we make, you can't charge enough in fees. And if you do charge fees, if they're over a total of $40 a rider a day, you have to pay over half of that in an additional fee to a medical, basically a drug testing for the state. So we keep our fees low. We do all that just to help all the riders that can come and participate. None of our shows, even when we're never going to have 300 people ever. I mean, we would never have probably 75 people if we had everybody's families attend, even some of our biggest events here. But like I said, the fees, the work, we never make any money, even when we have probably a lot of the shows that we've had here, the biggest attendance would be 20 riders, maybe 25 riders. We're lucky to break even and pay our expenses and be able to help put stuff back in the arena. So to charge these kind of fees, and realistically, if I go to a horse show anyplace else, I never pay a parking fee. I pay my entry fee, or, you know, it's always gonna be an entry fee. Parking fees are just not included. I also have no issue with charging some kind of a, you know, member use fee for people to use it for the year or whatever, all the individuals that come. That arena down there gets a lot of use, and most of the people that participate in the arena down there are not Blue Lake residents, and they're not even close to Blue Lake. They come from Fortuna, Lolita, they come from Eureka, they come from Trinidad. And any given day you go down there with your horse, you'll see more people from out of the area than you'll see from people that are in the area. And I also have to say, it is just unbelievable to me that you can have a park and rec area and not have a public restroom available. And for the pickleball, the horseshoe people, the tennis people, all the people that park and hike the trail from there, all the bikers, all the mothers with their strollers and their kids, and there's not any kind of a facility in that area, which is just, to me, totally unbelievable. And I have to say, on that same note, to charge for the extra bathroom at the crash hall, to me, is just also unbelievable. But that's my comments from my horse perspective.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Next.
I'm gonna make this really short and sweet because I have a really raspy voice. My name is Julie Thinham. I have lived here in Blue Lake for 12 years. I've been a member of the Blue Lake Saddle Club for almost all those 12 years. I'm the leader of the Mounted Archery Group, so I actually do hold an event at the arena. In the past, I've paid $50. I usually hold the event from 10 to 1, and I have to provide my own insurance, which I turn into the city every year, so that costs me hundreds of dollars. I have all my own equipment, which includes arrows, bows, targets. So I set up this whole event. I maybe get 2 to 4 people to show up every time. So for me to now hold this event, it would be $400 for the grass and parking and renting the arena. That's changing it from $50 to $150, and then also the grass area, renting that for $250. It just seems absolutely insane. I don't know the solution to making more money off the horse arena, because that seems like that's what's happening here. But as a public arena, you know, most of the arenas that I go and ride at, you pay a yearly membership, which is always under $50, and you get a key. And I think that if you guys want more people to come to the arena, raising the rates to this is gonna just drive people in the opposite direction. This is not normal horse stuff. This is not how it works. We don't charge for grass. Even like giant rodeo grounds, like they don't even charge you to camp there all weekend. I'm just trying to kind of give you guys a general perspective of like how horse events really work, how arenas work. I agree with the public bathroom thing. Like, is it $100? Not having one there is just gonna make people poop in the creek. Sorry. And yeah, all of these fees are raised by astronomical percentages. I just don't think that anybody who doesn't have horses and understand what it's like to keep an arena up, and it is a very huge sense of community that we have down there. It's a really wonderful place to be. Raising the fees for parking, I don't understand where all this came from, whether it's targeted at the big events that are there for you guys to make more money off of that. But this is all like really illogical charging. Just, that's the best I could do. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. John?
I just want to say that, you know, obviously these decisions are always hard. We are looking at massive deficit spending that has occurred in Parks and Rec over the years that we are now unfortunately having to start to address. We never want to raise fees. fees, but we need to look at how we can continue to support the Park and Rec employees, their insurance, the maintenance of the sites as well. So it's really unfortunate that we're addressing this now at this time, but we are, again, addressing a lot of deficit spending that has occurred for a long period of time. So apologies for the community. Nobody wants this right now, but it is what we are having to, unfortunately, look into, is how we can generate more revenue for the city. So I just want to thank you, Emily, for the work you put in. I know it's hard to have to, be the bearer of bad news sometimes, and hopefully we can come together with the community input. We appreciate this, and come up with a plan. Thank you.
John?
Yeah.
So I know you're advocating for Parks and Rec to make more money, but the horse arena people, they maintain that place. And if they don't have an opportunity to use it because it's too expensive, then who's going to maintain it?
I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I don't have a plan right now
Yeah.
personally. I mean, that's something that Emily would probably come up with, or city staff. That's not, in my purview to determine, but that's something that definitely I'm sure that Emily would consider on how she would develop those strategies.
But I guess I was just trying to get at, are you supporting these fees for the horse arena?
I just saw those last week. Those were first presented before us. So that's the first time we've seen them. I haven't had a chance to really review and assess them to any length.
Okay.
So I think, James, you were the one who came up with those?
I did not. I can't.
Who was the ad hoc?
We never got any input from other facilities on the arena. It was other facility. It was like fields and renting tennis courts, things like that. But we didn't get fee schedules from any city in municipalities as far as horse arenas.
Okay.
So I don't know where those came from.
Okay.
I don't know if they're based on like a percentage over the time, how much we should raise it or what. And I know Julie wanted to be involved in that, and she wasn't, because I wasn't able to get a hold of her and get that information.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Well, I guess just the events, for me, like for the MedFest. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's put on by a nonprofit, by the PTO of a school. And, Blue Lake School has 2 food booths in Perigo Park. They're not charged anything for that booth. It's free. And I'm understanding that every concession booth has to, like the event has to pay a fee for those booths now. And then we have to pay a fee for the porta potties, even though we have to pay for the porta potties. And there were other things in there, like the horse archers, they do a show there, but they get paid from the event. We give them a stipend. The Saddle Club used to do the pony rides and the petting zoos, so that's how they generated revenue for for their club. And then Parks and Recs runs the bouncy house. We have never charged Parks and Rec a fee to be in the bouncy house. And then, there's just so many community clubs and entities that are a part of that event that we just let come in to benefit from it, because we know that they need the revenue for their clubs. So I don't know where we would fall in this fee structure. It seems really high.
Those would be questions for Emily. I mean,
Yeah.
Emily, and then also, sorry, I'm not putting it on you, Emily, but just, as we kind of refine this process.
Emily, you
again,
talk to her.
Everyone wants to see more events in this community, not less events.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think the city can't continue to be at a loss and lose out on revenue streams that will help repair and facilitate continuing to have Parks and Rec in the community.
So in other cities, is Parks and Recs in the black?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, 'cause-
That being said, we are in the red in a lot of places right now, not just Parks and Rec. So
Yeah.
we are addressing a multitude of financial issues at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, there was a huge article, I don't know if it was in Fortune or Time or where it was, but it was about San Francisco and how recreation is revitalizing the economy in San Francisco. And just one example is some guy started they're like e-bikes, but they're for the water. And so he's renting those out. And so all these people, like he's just booked and his business is booming. So as a result, he gets, the people come into the coffee shop to get your coffee or do whatever. There's other businesses that benefit. So the draw is the recreation. We have that, it's free. And if you go down to the river in the summer, it's like a flotilla. There's hardly 4 square feet of river space. There's people on inner tubes and noodles and little boats and all these things. And we don't even have a snow cone and a hot dog stand down there.
Well,
and
I
then
think-
there's the bike people. I mean, there's so many bike people. Where do they have to go to patronize?
Well, that's it, we
and
don't
then
have the businesses
the bike
to
park
profit
in
from
Arcata,
the influx of people.
or how do you call the skate park in Arcata? They run, Parks and Rec
Yeah.
runs a whole camp there. It's packed in the summer. And so I think we have the draw, but we don't have the businesses to generate the revenue for the tax base. And so I'm not sure that, okay?
No, I 100% I agree with you.
Okay.
I understand, if we build it, they will come. But unfortunately, right now, that hasn't worked thus far. I'm super happy to see that come to fruition. But we just, again, need more businesses to collect the tax revenue as people come in and utilize our Parks and Rec facilities.
Yeah, and with the MedFest, some of the other feedback, like from the distillery, they say it's their busiest weekend of the year. So that's good to hear. And then you go over to the brewery during the MedFest, everyone's in their costumes, they're having food, they're drinking beer. You go to the lager, there's a band, it says everybody's over there. So it's trickling out over to the casino, it's full. So I feel like we are, at least that event is having a positive impact. And like I said, we don't charge a whole lot for the vendors. We don't charge anything for these community organizations. There's several more schools that have come on board in the park. And they're just trying to, one of their PTOs was doing ceramics from the ceramic club. They're just trying to get going to try to generate some revenue. So maybe there could be some consideration for what events are being put on in the park and who they're supporting in the community somehow in this fee structure. I don't know. Just an idea.
Thank you.
Maybe
about that.
fees waived for nonprofits or something like that if they have a booth.
Something, yeah, because our priority is for schools and nonprofits.
You
to
gotta-
be in there. I don't know if you know that or not, but they
You gotta
are.
give the people a discount if they're maintaining the facility. Are
Right.
you kidding me?
But I do think there should be fees for for-profit people, like at any Merry Days, they're out in the field and they're selling the bags
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They should be charged to
Oh, like a
sell their
vendor
stuff.
fee, yeah.
Yeah, vendor fees,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Do they?
And then last year at the MedFest, they started paying I think it's the city business license, so at least, we
Okay,
captured that.
let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
It's my
I-
bedtime in
I do have a
20
quick question that
minutes.
somebody out there, you said that there's a lot of people using the arena from out of town, more people,
Yes.
more so, and those people are not being charged?
No, they just come up and show up and.
They sign a waiver.
Well, that seems like
They
an
say
obvious
they
way
sign
to,
a waiver, but we don't know if
generate
they do that.
income is
Set up a coffee stand.
have some way to charge those a use fee for non-residents.
Can you
that are
collect
coming in
money
here.
from them,
But-
Darcy?
And
But
like
no,
Darcy was
but-
saying, it's a public
but-
facility, so as
Yeah.
long as it's a public
Yes.
facility, you're not able to charge the fee.
Yes,
Through the
Yes.
insurance.
yes.
So
Okay.
that's the reason why it was set up the way that it is.
It is well-maintained, it is really
Public
nice, it
arena.
is big.
It's
We're
really
really
nice. I
lucky.
mean, these guys have made it like a really nice arena. There's not a weed on it.
Thanks to Darcy.
So anyway, we think that the fees for the arena are way too high. That's my opinion. That's what I hear in the in the crowd here and from my
And
colleagues.
just the escalations overall, like some of them are at 400%. I mean, it's just an extraordinary markup on some of these. So if we could revisit these, that would be great. And maybe if we could take a field trip one year, we all got on our bikes, we rode around to every amenity and we just looked at it and we're like, oh, we can't charge for this, or hey, we just redid this. This looks great. Let's charge prime dollar for here, and these, this is the place that's renting the most. And when we fixed it up, it was years ago, but man, it drew people. It just made a big difference. Well, you probably remember when we fixed everything up.
I remember.
People came and paid the fee.
The arena,
Well,
the new
not-
wood,
But,
all the,
yeah, the arena, but also Prash Hall. It got fixed up, and right now it's in need of, I don't know if you've seen the floor in there lately, but it's in need of a little TLC again.
It was not just recently that it was done?
the paint's just chipping off.
But
The floor's
anyway,
fine.
if we just get a picture of what our amenities are, what's the state of them, and maybe brainstorm what needs to be done, is that something that the council is interested in hearing from us about? Perhaps prioritizing some of that, or no? Okay.
John just got up.
So what was your question again? I didn't quite catch that.
All right,
Are we
like,
interested?
if we did a field trip and we went to all of the amenities and we're saying, wow, I'm making this up, the bocce ball courts, they're in excellent shape. Let's study what the other towns are doing, and yes, we can rent it for that. Oh, the tennis courts, they have big fault lines in them. I don't think we can charge what the going rate is, like in Arcade and Eureka. Like, would you be interested in recommendations like that, and maybe prioritizing some sort of a deferred maintenance schedule or something like that?
I think that's a good idea. I think that if you guys want to, as a commission, form an ad hoc to assess the sites and get a true picture, if that's acceptable for Emily.
Is that okay with you?
To go ahead.
Great for me.
Why don't you guys take pictures and document, and then you can bring it forward as a report to council, like, hey, we appreciate your guys' revenue ideas, but we're concerned about these liabilities or deficiencies in the sites.
Maybe what, okay.
New task.
Okay, thank you, John.
Yep.
And Elise wanted to say something?
I think all the feedback is valuable. I'm also coming from a place where we've been studying our budget and trying to get blood from a turnip for month after month after month. The last 6 months, we've been looking at our budget and really wringing our hands and really trying hard just to keep things afloat. And so it's not about, is Parks and Rec operating at a deficit? How can we make Parks and Rec generate revenue? That's a piece of it. But it's not just, oh, we gotta make parks pay for the city. The parks aren't paying for anything. We're putting hundreds of thousands of dollars into the parks and the facilities every year. And there's events and areas where we have some opportunity to recover some revenue. And it's just not feasible for us to continue to have the lowest rates in the area for all of our rentals. And people are coming to Blue Lake and using our rentals, and they're actually, at the rates we've been charging, the city's actually losing money, on the event. The city actually spends more money preparing for the events, cleaning up after the events, staff time just going into those events, than we actually generate in a lot of cases. And so I can totally relate to, we need, what you're saying about, rodeo events and different things. You can't charge enough for your entry fees to make up for this or that. And I think Emily's talking about like a tiered structure too. So I think part of what she was trying to say is that the parking fee at the horse arena maybe isn't going to apply to a lot of those horse events because it's not going to meet the threshold for the number of people that would trigger that, right? There has to be 300 people before they start to charge for parking, or there has to be, but anyway, I don't want to, get into the nitty gritty on that, but I just hope you guys can appreciate that the city is in a position where we can't afford to continue to do things at less than market rate and lose money while we do it. So, maybe some of these things we've identified are not very palatable. Maybe there's a better solution on some of these items. But as a whole, we're not getting sales tax revenue from people in the city because there's so few businesses that can be successful, that actually sell retail and be successful here. We're not getting a whole bunch of the different revenue streams that are sometimes those peripheral benefits from people coming here to recreate. And, the way grants are going and the way all kinds of different revenue streams are going, we're at risk for losing a lot of what we have. So I get that, it's hard to look at this and go, ooh, that's a big increase. But it would be a lot harder to lose a facility. So I think we just kind of need to take that, as a whole picture kind of a thing. Our insurance is through the roof. Everything's going up leaps and bounds every year. Somehow we have to figure out how to keep pace with the, with everything that's going so high so fast.
Yeah, and I think I heard Julie say that just her insurance alone is, that'd wipe her out. But you said something interesting. Is economic development in businesses, is that a priority?
How do you mean?
Like businesses, drawing businesses to town, getting.
How do you, I've lived in this town since 1980 something, and I've seen businesses come and go and come and go, and people keep coming. Here's a space. You have a new business come in, they struggle for a while, they leave. Somebody else gives it a try, they struggle for a while, they leave. We've all seen it, right? It's just really, really hard to make it go here. And what is the business model that could work? I don't know. I truly don't know.
But
We have to
recreationally,
stop
would you be,
this.
okay, recreationally, it would be supported.
I know, we really have to wrap this up.
Okay.
Thank you. That was important stuff. And Darcy wants to say something?
I just have.
And then we're going to wrap this up.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just wondering why, the concession stand at Clements Field is in this fee schedule, but this other snack shack and the Little League Snack Shack aren't here. And, the city's wanting me to share my space and have it open for people to rent on the weekends when there's another concession stand, but that concession stand isn't in here, nor is the Little League concession stand, just the Clements Field one, so that's confusing.
Oh, is that one called I-Org Field Concession Stand? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. You don't have to
So-
answer me now,
Oh, there it is.
After 3 minutes.
Why you didn't give it to her earlier.
Okay, has everybody had enough to say about this? Or
but-
is everybody?
Entirely, that I could wait for another day.
Okay, because this isn't set in stone, obviously. We're giving her feedback. I'm sorry if it's harsh.
My skin just got an inch thicker, so
Okay,
thank you,
good.
everyone.
But no one's,
Thank you.
blaming you at all.
No.
So this is really good work. This is a lot of work you did, so thank you.
I appreciate it, and
Yeah.
all this feedback does help because it'll get us to the right place.
Yeah.
And
Thank
obviously
you,
it has a lot
horse
of
people, for
massaging.
showing up tonight and letting us know how you feel. It's really helpful.
Thank you for doing what you do, everybody.
It's really helpful. And we're going to move on to item 9. Are you okay with just the discussion today?
Yeah, it's a quick update I have.
Okay.
We've gotten 2 MOUs approved now, one with Mountain Bike Tribal Trail Alliance and one with RCMBA. Those have gone through council, they've been approved. The Bike Park Corrective Action Plan, Jenny and I worked closely together on, and that's gone through council and has been approved. And today I reached out to the California State Parks asking what's the status of our LWCF grant. They said they're still reviewing it. So it wasn't a no, but they said springtime they'll announce it. So please cross your fingers
Okay.
and think of Blue
How
Lake.
much is that grant for?
Anywhere from 50,000 to 250, depending on how generous they are,
Okay.
if we do get it. And that's the only updates I have now.
Okay. Thank you, Emily. Any questions about the bike park? Okay, we've already done number 10.
Oh, no, we won't talk about it.
What?
We won't talk about the fee schedule for the bike park right now. We'll revisit it later. I know.
Okay. Does anyone have any announcements? Any public announcements? No? Okay.
I made mine about San Francisco.
Future agenda items? Do
Recreation.
we have? We want to revisit the fee schedule.
And we wanted to revisit the appointments.
Appointments, commission. When we have a full commission. All right. Anything else, Emily?
That's all I got.
John?
Thank you, everyone.
You mentioned you guys wanted to form an ad hoc potentially.
Yeah. I think we'll do that next time too, as ad hoc for
Fees.
fees. Wait, no, the ad hoc was
Amenities, just like.
for the, yeah.
Yeah, assessment.
Try
yeah.
to look at what we.
You guys are listening, good job. All right, so again, thanks everyone for being here, and do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
James?
I will second that
Thank you.
motion.
All in favor to adjourn at
Aye.
8:17.
8:17? Aye, passes. Thanks everyone for being here.